can see that this car is designed for two-tone design. So the upper, in that sense, is silver sand, and the lower part of the body is smoky quartz. We have aluminium polished wheels, 21-inch wheels, which reinforce the strong, powerful character of this car. If you look to the inside and we walk a little closer to the car, we see the canopy paneling surrounding, like from the driver base to the rear seat, with the big door panels in here. If I open the door, we see the large veneer of the coach doors. So it's very extraordinary to actually enter that car and to see all this refined detail.
It's made like a luxury yacht.
It's like a luxury yacht. It's actually it's very much inspired by yacht clothing.
And of course, Indian customers always appreciate hand craftsmanship as well. And no more is it evident than in this beautiful Panadol paneling. It's hand placed into the car to get that curvature, and you see how it sweeps around the entire interior.
Right.
It creates a warm glow. It's closeting. It's
also
beautiful
push-match and mirrored, as we know from the Phantom. So on the left and right side, you have an identical mirror, actually, of the veneer.
Right.
And what you see here, it's what we call open grain. So it's not just a wood. It's not a lacquered wood. It's an open grain wood that we really see and can touch the quality of it.
Okay.
If you go to the inside, what we see here is a contrast piping, and again, as an element of jewelry, what you see in here is that we have those chrome bullets, which actually show the detail, and also like the contrast of the tip leather and the natural grain leather we also use in Phantom shows the refinement and the detail of everything. What I've said before is about the rotary controller. So this controller is actually what you can sweep your finger over it to navigate the navigation system, and also the book badge can be seen here in the interior. And also if I fold up the seat, you see that in our hero shots as well, that you see that herringbone effect also like in the rear seat. One of the absolute surprises in that car, I was talking about surprise and light earlier on. If you go a little deeper, you see the Starlight headliner. So thousands of little fiberglass cables are put in there to create like an effect like you're driving through the night. That was actually quite interesting because one of the first cars doing that in the past was the Maharaja car from India.
Right. I think this is the drop head coupe.
Yeah, not the drop head, the coupe has it as well. Yeah.
And of course, the monsoon season.
Of course, the traditional umbrella.
Traditional, yeah. But again,
it's one of the design details we know from Royce Wraith. Yeah, and I was talking about the air intake, especially if you're here. You see the little jet-like, little deeper air intake, which nicely pronounces like the power and also the will to take on, to breathe actually, the power you need to unfold with that car. Another nice detail of the car you might be interested in is that the Spirit of Ecstasy has a 5-degree sharper angle, so actually it's leaning against and with the dynamic of the car. So it's leaning against the driving dynamic, so that it's even more sporting dynamic like a Ghost.
Wow.
You're aware of the self-centered wheel centers that we have, the monogram on the wheel centers. That's again one of the design cues we have, which is very typical for Rolls-Royce.
Even when going at high speed, you still see
they're always they're always upright. And as you can see, also like the windows, that can be fully lowered, so actually you can hide like all the windows, and it's very spectacular from an engine, from a mechanism. That actually the window moves in a very interesting dimension actually to hide it there in the door pocket. If you go to the rear, you see very nicely the two-tone characteristics of the car. So it's a very properly cut line between actually the top and the lower part of the body, but you see nicely how the color flows around. And this actually accentuates the dynamic and actually the little lower height of that car.
Wow.
So we see from here, from the back point, the two exhaust pipes give it again direction and give it really that strong stand on the rear axle. And this is about it. So this is